Hey, what's up? This is Derek
and Ryan
from the Casket Creatures. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today is an honor and privilege to have my buddies back on the show here, vocalist RyanCadaver and guitarist DerekObscura of the Casket Creatures. Also, Derek
Hello. Hello, how's it going?
What's up, guys? Plus, Derek is the bassist for Davie Suicides as well, and the Casket Creatures got a new album that's out right now called Return To Wolfton. And we were talking to him about that. So, a lot of stuff going on with you guys these days. So, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, it's going great, man. We've been extremely busy, and it's just things just keep getting busier and busier, which I mean I guess is good. And we're loving the response from the new album so far, and it's just been really awesome.
This is usually our schedule now is what we normally do in October, being booked out so much, but this whole year really has been very active.
Yeah. Usually, you know, when we put on an album, we're a little busier than normal, but this summer has been nuts, and it's just getting started.
Yep.
What's impressed you guys the most about making the new album, Return to Wolfton? What's caught your eye about, if anything, guys?
It's weird because I feel like we got in a zone when we did She Screams and Deranged, and doing this new album, for some reason, like, I always feel good about the stuff we do, but this new album, I feel like the recording, everything we did was perfect to a T. So I feel like there's something really special on this album that can be presented, people can hear it, and, you know, really get into it. I feel like it reaches everybody. If you're hearing us for the first time, or if you're, you know, an older fan, like this new album, if you're an older fan, the new album kind of gives you a new realm of the Casket Creatures. And if you're a new person hearing it, this is definitely the album to introduce you to the Casket Creatures.
Yeah, I think this album's really well-rounded. I think that Deranged was a lot heavier and meaner in a lot of ways. Not that this one isn't heavy, but, you know, there was just a lot of aggression on the last album.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't know what it was. I don't know if everybody was just in a better place or what it was, but all the songs came out a little bit lighter than usual. Not lighter than, like, you know, the subject matter and lyrical content and stuff like that. And I think it makes it a really accessible album, but I think it also still has that Casket Creatures edge. And I think it's also just got, like, a lot of fun. Like, and we had a lot of fun writing it and performing it for the album. Mm-hmm. And I think it shows. I think it's just like it's a lot of fun. It's a party album.
It's definitely that, because usually myself personally, like, recording, I hate it. I don't like it at all. And this album was the most fun I had recording it. So the whole vibe on the album was just good spirits.
Yeah, I think it was the most fun I've had recording anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we locked ourselves away in a cabin and recorded a bunch of songs about space. And I don't know, it just all felt right. Nothing felt out of place.
Yeah.
It seemed like to me when I listened to Deranged, it was more darker compared to this album right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
And it's funny because we the first initial idea was to build off Deranged. We were going to get heavier and meaner. And then the first song we wrote for the new album is the first song on it, which is Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
And that's like the complete opposite. And we were like, oh,
well, this is a different direction.
Yeah.
But, you know, we try to be really organic with our songwriting, and we don't want to be like we don't want to put ourselves in a hole or like a box where it's like, you know, oh, well, now we're a heavy band, we have to only play like metal songs with double bass.
Right.
You know, we don't like to put ourselves in a hole like that. So it's like if the song that we write is like a fun, ridiculous sci-fi song, then that's what we write. And you know, it just kind of all happened organically, especially all the sci-fi themes that are really prevalent on the album just kind of happened. It wasn't really planned. It's not a concept album. It's not like, you know, oh, this is going to be our space sci-fi epic, horror epic. It's just the way it happened. And it just felt really organic, and it's kind of cool that it came out so cohesive, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to talk about this gentleman a little bit later on into this interview, but was Toni on this album some at all, possibly?
He played a part in it, for sure.
He was there with writing a lot of it.
Yeah, because we started working on the songs before everything.
Okay.
So we would, have the new ideas and riffs and go over that at rehearsals and stuff. So he was definitely a part
He was there.
Yeah, he was there. We did the album after everything, but he was definitely a big part in some of the songs and the drum patterns and drum parts. So he's there in that realm of it for sure. Yeah.
With you being in Davie Suicides band, how long did it take you guys to record this album? Was there like any, time had to be held off due to that?
No.
We're pretty smart about our planning. Like we never, in my opinion, we never lose a step.
Mm-hmm.
It was established right away when Derek got the gig. It was like, hey, like I'm going to be gone for this many weeks or whatever for a tour, but you guys need to keep these shows that we have booked and like keep things going. And there's always progress happening.
Mm-hmm.
We really keep each other in the loop as far as our schedules, because all of us have busy schedules. And Derek especially, so it's really good that we communicate and really work out our schedules to where we never lose a step. So we planned everything to the day, like to the T, which days we're going to record way in advance, and we made sure he would be here for all of it.
Yeah, and then this one, it didn't kind of happen, but like we knew we had like the winter period of, hey, this is blocked off. I'm not touring with Davie, so let's start recording the album. And we actually did, when I went out with Davie at the beginning of the year, before I left, I did the rest of my guitar stuff for the album, and they picked up recording while I was on the road. So it's still like, there's still so much progress when I'm not here, which is awesome. But we're definitely, the first tour even, we got Kevin, who's in the band now. He was our fill-in at first.
Yeah.
Whenever I was gone. So we're always a step ahead and know when we can do this and that. And the album worked out good because we didn't do anything in the winter. And we had enough songs. We're like, let's start recording, do these sessions. And then, the last sessions I finished up before I left, and then they knocked out the rest of everything while I was gone.
I want to ask one more question of you being part of Davie Suicide. How crazy is all this, man? You got the Casket Creatures, and now you've got Davie Suicide. Bundling everything like this together, man, that's got to be pretty damn cool right now for you.
It's cool, and, the aspect of that, currently, I'm doing about 7 projects.
Oh,
so
God.
it's a bit of a whirlwind. But the Davie thing's more cool because, our first time with Davie, we were opening, and we opened every time he came to Atlanta. So it's weird to see it as, playing with them, being a fan, being cool with them, and then now, you're in the band. So it's definitely cool, and it's just fun. It's one of those things, not like the Rockstar movie, but it's kind of in that realm of, they'd come here, we'd open, we fucking got cool with them, we're good friends, and then, they approached me about the gig when it opened, and I was like, sure, we can do that, and then, it's weird how things line up, but it's definitely fun and cool how it started as we, opened for them and kept opening for them, and we just kept in touch, and we're good friends, and then, now I'm in the band, and it's still, whenever we come through, we always have Casket Creatures open, usually, and then, being in both things, it's cool. There's a lot of backstory to it, which is not weird, but it's just how things line up, which is cool.
Right.
And my favorite thing ever is the first time we played with Davie, Ryan called him Mr. Suicide. And then Davie's like, no, it's Davie. And Ryan's like, no, you're Mr. Suicide. And it's funny, too, because that first time we played with him, we were trying to do our makeup, and I, ran into him, and he was like, go in the girls' bathroom, but they have mirrors. And I was like, that's really smart. And then, I'm in the band with him now, so it's weird. Yeah.
I would say so. That's awesome, Mr. Suicide. How are you doing?
How's it going, Mr. Suicide?
So this album was recorded and produced by James Nation, who produced your previous albums, Deranged, She Screams, and this new album. How's it working with him on these albums, and plus with a familiar face who knows what buttons to push for you guys to get what he needs out of you all?
That is the main part. And I always see bands that, do something, or a couple albums with somebody, they move to somebody else and move on.
It's sometimes it's the quality's so different.
I can get trying stuff new, but we feel more comfortable knowing the guy that does it, to where he knows what to get out of us, and I feel like it's more rewarding to work with somebody that you know and that knows you. It can get the things out of you that suits the album, compared to being like, oh well, we've done 3 albums with this guy, let's go with somebody else. Like, no, we've done 3 albums with James Nation, and we still want to do more with James Nation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I know Ryan, like, he's big vocally with Ryan.
Yeah, well, so it's a funny story. Like, I was in a metal band called Gray Skull for a long time. That's pretty much where I got my start in music. And James Nation was actually the guitarist for that band. And me and him, like, always really connected, like, musically. And kind of like me and Derek, it's like, you know, we just had the same vision for everything. And he would get me in the studio, and he would push me to my absolute limits. He'd be like, oh, there needs to be like a whole choir of voices on this chorus, and I want you to do all of that. And I'm like, whoa, like, you know, and he's like, no, like, we'll layer it, and like, you sing all these different, and I'm like, dude, that sounds insane. And then he would push me enough to where I do it on the recording. I'm like, this sounds amazing. And he does little stuff like that, and it's just, we know each other really well. And working with him for years in Gray Skull and recording with him for years, and then reconnecting with him later down the road and be like, hey, you know, would you like to produce our band? You know, he's like, hell yeah. And ever since then, like, he pushes everybody. He pushes Derek, he pushes Kevin, he pushes, you know, Cliff, everybody. Like, he will tell you, like, you fucking suck and you need to do this better. Like, and he, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need someone to step up and tell you, like, no, that's dumb, or that's not going to work, or no one wants to hear you do that. You know, like, it's stuff like that. And he's very honest. Usually won't take no for an answer, but and sometimes we get mad at him and argue with him, and we're always like, you know what, I'm glad I did that.
And it's never like, you know, when we have the arguments and go back and forth, like,
yeah, it's not like argument.
It's never,
we're not mad at him.
It's never like insane. And then there's stuff like, I can pinpoint like a lot of examples of where, you know, riff or guitar leads and stuff. He's like, oh, well, if you try this instead, and we try it, and like, oh, that's awesome. And it goes the other way too, where he's like, you should do this here, and we try it, and we're like, no, that doesn't work. And he's like, oh, okay. We
and
move on.
And he's good about picking up on when it works and when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, he'll be like, no, screw that idea. We're trying, but it's not good.
Yeah.
But he also just knows us. Like, he just, that's the main thing to me. It's like, he knows my range. He knows Derek's guitar playing ability. Like, he knows us so well that he can get the absolute best performance out of us.
And I'd rather do that with somebody, especially when you hold up with them for hours and days recording. I'd rather be with somebody that, you know, knows what we are, what we're about, as we know them, than just trying some random person.
And he's really cool and likes to party, so it works out. Like, whatever we record, it's like, it's a whole, like, weekend. It's like, we're going away to a cabin, we're setting up a little makeshift studio, and we're just going to record nonstop, you know, screw sleep, you know, like, taking breaks. Like, we're just going to record and see what happens. And it's just a really good experience.
Yeah.
You know? I know a lot of people like to go to, like, you know, like some, you know, fancy pants studio, but this guy's a ninja. Like, he can pull out this guy can pull out the best sound in pretty much any location. Yeah. And we've been impressed. And I think if you listen to the album, like, there's no way in hell you're going to be like, oh, that's not, like, professionally recorded. Like, it's definitely professionally recorded.
Yeah, I think, and, like, he did the other albums, I think this one's, and it's him, too, like, learning new techniques doing this. The new album's, I feel, the best produced and sounding one we have. Yeah. And, you know, that's, and not to, like, knock on it with this, but, you know, some stuff we recorded in the damn kitchen. Yeah. And it sounds awesome. Yeah.
And I'll say this, too, and I'm not knocking anybody else out there, but when I listen to your guys' albums and a lot of other horror punk guys' albums, they're so fucking tight when you listen to the music. And I've heard some that's just, I don't know what they were doing. But when I listen to your guys' albums, it's so fucking tight, man, and it's good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. And we try, like, I don't know the words really for that, but, you know, we're big on songwriting and how the songs go. And, like, before, like, recording and, like, putting together a song, like, before we even get to do it, we make sure. Sometimes we play new songs live before we even record them. So it's like we go through the whole realm of trying this and trying that, so we get the really good piece of everything, and we make it work. And I feel like that's why a lot of stuff's so tight, because we go through every aspect before we knock it down for real.
Are there any songs off this album that stand out more to you guys than any on it as of right now? I mean, I know these are like picking your favorite collectible or food or whatever, but are there any that stick out for you possibly? I know there's one on there for Toni, but let's talk about this a little bit.
We'll go first.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Two Souls is the most true to our heart.
Yeah,
like, it means a lot to us. But if we're just not including that one, I would say Robot Revolution is my favorite to play live. Absolutely. Like, off the new album, that's my absolute favorite. But I think as far as best song on the album, I would definitely have to say Losers Club.
Yeah, that one's good.
I think it's just so well written, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. And it was kind of a later addition to the album, and I'm just thrilled with how it turned out.
Yeah, there's Phantom Zone's really big for me. One, like, it's the first one we wrote, which was pretty awesome. And then two, like, that's one that for some reason the vibe of that, if I just put it on, like, I'm immediately in a good mood. I feel good, like, even like just as a person, like the way it's written, I guess the key, like, I don't know, everything about it just puts me in a good mood. I like that one a lot. I would agree with Ryan that Losers Club is probably the best written one.
Yeah.
And we play that one live now, and that one's not leaving the set. Like,
yeah, there's some songs where you're just like, well, we're going to play that.
It's just so good live, and like it transitions so well. It's very good songwriting, and the chorus with the woes and everything is so catchy. One of my favorites though is Stringless, which is actually like a really older song that Ryan and I wrote way before, but for some reason that one, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I'm also a really big fan of Roswell. Like, Roswell a lot. Yeah. And I love the way we added it into the set where we do like a little block of Phantom Zone and Roswell and Robot Revolution. And I just think those three really go well together. And they're just really damn fun to play live now. I don't know if it's because they're new or what, but they're just really fun. Yeah.
Now, you guys talked about this just a little bit earlier, but can you see yourself growing musically from album to album, or has it been more just a personal growth for all of you guys involved with this?
It's been both. Like, there's, I don't know, it kind of goes in waves, because we did She Screams, we thought that was awesome. Like, how are we going to do this? We did Deranged, and that was awesome. And then, like, last thing after that, I was like, I don't even want to think about how we're going to beat Deranged. And then we did.
Well, and I think the key is, like, it's just, like, do what comes naturally. Yeah. We've all gotten better over the years, I think, like, musically. We all have a better ear now. And I think, the main thing for us is songwriting, and that's one thing that me and Derek especially have, like, really, like, always connected with on, like, how to write a song and, like, where the proper part, like, what part should go where and how many times we should repeat that. And this, like, the little minutia of writing a song, we just really connect, and it just flows. And, I don't know.
I feel like, too, like, we're also very open on stuff, and for this genre and these bands that do this, I feel like they're kind of one-sided, and they listen to, horror punk or just punk and this and that, and, like, we listen to everything, and I hear, songs, like, whatever, from bigger bands that I like, and how they do a chorus, and then if they don't do a chorus, they go to this part. Like, you gotta look at the big picture of stuff, too, and I feel like we take that into consideration in these songs, where it's just not so typical punk and this and that. Like, we care about the song and the structure.
It's what's best for the song, and it's not necessarily like trying to fit a genre or a style. Yeah. I feel like we have this weird thing where, like, a lot of our songs, like, they totally sound different, but, like, it's like some bands, like Cadaver, is one of them that is just offhand. Yeah. It's like I can, like, especially like the newer stuff. It's like all, it's like it varies in tempos, and, like, it's all over the place, but it's also like I always know it's a Cadaver song. Yeah. Like, it just sounds like Cadaver. And I think that we kind of do a similar thing, like, unintentionally. It just happens to where it's like you're like, oh, it's Casket Creatures. Just the style.
Do you guys do anything differently during the writing and recording process to maybe help keep your mind fresh and open to to not let the music get stale and not go back down a path that you don't want to go back down again. You know, maybe break some old habits or something. Do you guys do anything differently maybe?
Well, we try not to repeat ourselves. Like, we don't want to, like, you know, if someone, like, we have, like, written an idea for a song, and we're like, man, that's badass. And we're like, oh, shit, that sounds just like some, like, song we wrote, you know, 2 albums ago. Like, and then we immediately scratch it. And that's the thing, like, we're all just really honest and open with each other. So it's like, you know, if somebody in the band's like, you know, I don't know about this, like, we all listen to that. We don't just be like, oh, fuck you, it's my idea.
Yeah.
We don't do that. And I think that that's the key. It's like, you know, be open, you know, but, you know, sometimes it's like you have a vision, but it's also like you got to be open to, you know, conversation about it.
Yeah, there's, like, not, I don't know, because the initial songwriting ideas are kind of what we do, but then for this new album, we recorded it all at a cabin. So that's like a new environment and fresh air and kind of, you know, escape from just being in a room recording to like a full cabin and stuff. So in that aspect, we kind of try new stuff and branch out. The actual songwriting, we didn't, I don't know, it's not really nothing new. It's like literally, like, as Ryan's been saying, like, him and I connect so good, and we, you know, there's like very few songs that we do and we're like, that's bad.
Yeah. So very few.
Yeah.
And it's just like stuff will come in waves. Like, we'll have like a period where we're not writing anything and we're just kind of like, you know, working on different things. And then it's like all of a sudden this wave of like creativity will hit and we'll write 5 songs in a day. Like, it's just, you know, it's all about, you know, just timing and preparing.
What can fans expect at a show from the Casket Creatures who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
Oh, well, we have definitely stepped up the stage show since we last spoke.
Oh, yeah.
And we have, like, costume changes and theatrics and masks and candy and, like,
like some of our most elaborate shows, dude, have been just next level. It is going to vary if we're, like, you know, if we're opening for, like, a national act.
We'll trim it down.
Yeah, we got 30 minutes. Like, we'll trim it down, but you're still going to get an exciting show.
Because we know what's up and we respect that. Unlike a lot of local bands who open for nationals and
and they want to play longer than they're supposed to.
Yeah.
No, we try to be really cognizant of that. So if it's like not our show, we still are going to put on an awesome show and have a great time. But like, it may be a little bit scaled back. But if you see us like headline a show and it's our show, it's just insanity. Yeah, it's like a lot of theatrics, a lot of movement on stage, a lot of, you know, fun sing along moments, a lot of heavy brutal moments. It just really, you know, we try to we deliberately pick our set list to really go up and down and flow, and it really fits the tone of the show that we want to present. So, I mean, I suggest if you want to see us, I mean, obviously go see us anywhere at any time. But if you want to see like the full Casket Creatures experience, go to a show where we're actually headlining and it's our show. And I think you'll enjoy it.
It's very intense and like, you know, because we've had a lot of people talk to us after shows the first time seeing us and like, oh, like their songs are actually really good and the songwriting, we sing along, we do this. So we're definitely a live band. Yeah. Even though I think the album's awesome, the albums are good, but seeing us live really captures what we're about. And
that's where we're having the most fun.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's a vibe. And you can see people see us on stage like just having a good time and like we're rocking out or something happens and we start laughing while we're playing. Like people will see that and feed off that. Yeah. So I think anytime you see us, you're gonna have a good time and it's gonna be fun.
And that's the thing about me. It's like, and the whole band, you know, like Cliff is like a freaking madman on stage, but it's like this is kind of the whole thing with us. It's like, you know, I can be having the worst day of my life, but the minute that I step foot on that stage, it could be the worst, like everything. Like the band before us could be, you know, complete dicks. And like, you know, sound guy could be a dick. Like all this bad shit happening. But the minute I get on stage, I am a different person and I am just in my element and I'm just having the time of my life with my best friend. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about to me. And that's what it'll always be about to me. And I think that people can sense that.
They feed off that.
And a lot of those people that come see us end up becoming our best friends too. And it's like, you know, we all, you know, stick together. Like we, you know, call ourselves the Atlanta Horror Punk Scumbags. And we, you know, we party and drink and have fun and love each other. And And when stuff like the Toni situation happens, we were all there for each other, and everyone was together through that. And I think that a lot of bands would have probably broken up in a situation like that, or a lot of friendships would have been shattered, but like we held each other up and together, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
It's more
whole band,
especially here, and like
that's a lot more than you asked for, but I'm that's how I feel.
It's especially here, and we're going out of state more and doing this, but I feel like even out of state stuff, people that may just happen to see us, like you see us, it's not just seeing us, like Ryan said, like our best friends are people that saw us. And now, like, we're this whole family vibe and community, and that's what happens.
Yep.
Like, and it's cool.
See, when you talk about supporting, I don't just support one band. I support every fucking band that I have on here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
When I learned that Toni had passed, I instantly went to Facebook and put up and dedicated 2017.
Yeah.
Every show was dedicated to the end of the year to Toni. So
hell yeah, man.
So awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't get these folks that say, "Oh, I support you," and then you never see anything from that person supporting them whatsoever.
Yep. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I do not do that.
And
No, you're a good guy.
Not to knock on stuff, but I feel it's kind of niche in this genre too. That there's like cliques and certain like groups, and they just do that. Whereas like horror punk already is very small, and
we try to reach to everybody.
And there's certain like groups and people and cliques that just stick to that, and it's like they're already in a small genre that needs the most exposure it can get. So support everybody. Good.
I mean, how hard is it to like and share shit? I mean, I do this show constantly.
Yeah,
I'm doing this constantly. And I love you guys. I love everybody in the horror punk scene that I cover. If I cover you, I'm going to cover you until the day I quit doing this show. That's it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, as soon as we first talked, like you've been awesome. We've been supportive. Like, and you're one of the people that is just a good person.
Yeah.
And that's why this whole vibe and everything is good, because that's what we like too. Is just good people, and you're a good person. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. It was apparent to us like right away.
Yeah.
It's like you're one of our favorite people.
Yeah. I don't know why people aren't good, but it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't reach out to millions and millions of people, but you know what? Fuck that. If I turn one person on to BODS Mayhem Hour or to like a band, I've done my job. So
No, it's awesome. It's cool, and like when we first talked, and like we're following each other, and I'll see you get like these certain guests. I'm like, oh man, like that's badass.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool that you got this person and this person.
Incredibly proud of you, man.
Yeah, it's good, man.
And I don't make no difference. If you're a national band, that's fine. If you're a local band, that's fine. I'll have you both on the show.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And that's the way it should be.
Yep.
And you never know when like some local band is going to end up being your favorite band.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true. And I cannot preach that enough. But
just because it's not on the damn radio doesn't mean that it's not worth listening to.
I mean, some people saw like Slipknot locally.
Yeah.
And then you never know.
So I want to go back to this. We talked about the digital era of recording albums and plus social media several times you've been on here, but have you seen an increase of likes and people finding out about the Casket Creatures per social media and plus buying your albums digitally now?
Definitely. There's we just put up our online store, merch store, and the first one that bought something was from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely very involved on the social media aspect of it, and it grows that way, and which is cool because there's people not even on this continent that have heard us, because
in fact one of our I won't call them out, but one of my favorite vocalists in the world from one of my favorite horror punk bands in the entire world from Germany, narrows it down, actually messaged me and
this
morning and was like, I listened to your new album and it's incredible and I love it and blah blah blah, and it's like stuff like that, dude. Like, I mean, and the whole just people being able to access your music, and it's like we get pennies on the dollar when you listen to us on Spotify, but it's still fucking awesome. It's awesome that people around the world can check us out like anytime they want.
Yeah, it's cool. And like I get before this idea, not roughing it, but doing shows here and there, and that's how people find out. And that's cool. But just the fact that people, you know, from Australia can just stumble upon the Casket Creatures by being online on social media, like, that's really awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing, and if you know, people use it right, it can be a good thing. And like you were saying, how hard is it to share a post and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, I know people in their band,
their own band,
that will not share like a flyer. Like, we will be playing with a band, and someone in that band will not even promote the show. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you know, and that's one of the things, you know, like, we always promote everything. Every show we do, big or small, we promote it, like, hardcore.
You have to. And that's the thing that kills me is like, well, I didn't know about it. Well, click the fucking share button. It's just, I mean, are you that lazy to click it? I mean, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Been, you know, like that many times. People are like, oh, wait, we have people at our own show. And be like, oh, are you guys playing? And we're like, yeah. Like,
we posted it a million times.
And then people are like, I've had somebody fucking be there and be like, oh, well, I got to leave. Well, I didn't know you guys were playing. I'm like, you're fucking here. Why'd you just stay? It's like, oh, it boggles my mind.
Yeah, people are weird, man.
So,
it's like people also feel the need to, like, overshare stuff. It's like, if you're leaving, that's cool. You don't need to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, was this German band possibly the Crips and Ghosts?
No, actually it wasn't, but do you have a second guess?
Damn it. No, I don't actually.
Well, it's someone other than
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I'll let you keep it to yourself. That's fine. No biggie.
No, it's awesome because, and in a way too, like, and multiple people have said this, that the way our songs are in the style, we fit in more of the European horror bands because it's more heavy and not just punk driven. So those bands we like a lot, like Ghosts and the other. And for them, like, which one of those, I don't know. You have to figure it out.
I don't know.
To reach out to us, which actually, like, you know, we talk here and there, but literally Ryan spoke to the guy in a year.
Yeah, a year.
And then just randomly is like, oh, let's hear your album. Like, that wasn't forced. That wasn't like, really, hey, check it out. He just happened to listen to it and then message us and be like, that thing's incredible. And he was like, I want to do shows with you guys overseas or in the States.
It meant the world to me.
Yeah.
It was like the best way to
It's really cool.
So what does the Casket Creatures bring to the table for music that's not out there possibly, if anything, maybe?
So I think that there's a ton of bands right now that are really trying hard to imitate something that they grew up loving, whether that is Danzig or, you know, like Ozzy or whatever. Not Ozzy, but, you know, just like everyone's trying to, like, imitate a certain thing. I really feel like we have an original sound for our genre. Like, we're really we're not trying to sound like another band. We're not trying to imitate anyone. Like, we do what comes natural and organic, and we write big, fun, catchy horror songs along with some, like, really dark and heavy horror songs. And I feel like, you know, there's something there for everyone, you know, and like I said, all the set lists and all the track lists are deliberate. So you're going to get, like, an experience. Like, I mean, I prefer everyone listen to our albums, like, as a complete body of work, you know, because there's a lot of thought put into the first track and the third track and the, you know, everything's, you know, plotted out. So I think that, you know, you get an experience. And I'll say the number one thing that you can get from the Casket Creatures that you're not going to get anywhere else is, like, watch genuine. It's genuine, and, like, watch our music videos, because we have put out some of the silliest damn videos on the planet, but they're actually really fun and really, in my opinion, creative, because, like, and it's not like me or Derek. It's like, we have a whole crew of people that are just so dedicated and awesome that helps us pull this shit off. Yeah. So we go above and beyond. Like, we put out several music videos every year, which not a lot of local bands do. Yeah. And they're all totally different. They're all bizarre concepts, and they're never just us playing in a garage. Warehouse. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's one of the things you're going to get is, like, maybe they don't have a lot of budget, but they're definitely creative, and they definitely will try new shit. It's definitely, that's that genuine, like, that's what we're about. And you get that from the songs and the videos and
seeing us, hanging out with us. Like we really care definitely about the people that like us and that are into us. Like, that means more to us than anything. So if you're like, just happen to see us, like, hey, I like you guys, that's cool. We're going to fucking make time and talk to you and hang out and fucking do drinks and this and that. And it's just, like, we're just, I guess real is the word.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, a lot of people.
Real drunk.
Yeah. And a lot of people, like, you know, I see all the horrible stuff from other bands and people and this and that. And it's like, you know, and like a lot of people too in this realm of what we do, like they try to be so serious and this and that. And it's like, what's the point? Like, just have fun. That's why like our music videos are ridiculous and like silly and crazy because we're just having fun.
Yeah, and there's no consequences for it because like, what are you gonna do? Like, think we're dumb or like you don't like our shit? Well, then fuck you. I mean, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's like we have nothing to lose because you know, like we are a small enough band to where we can do whatever we want, and we're big enough to where we're lucky enough to where we have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's like a really good situation we're in. Like I said, we get a lot of good opportunities, and this band's been really fortunate. And you know, I think that we still, even to this day, do whatever the hell we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really like, and forgive me, I forgot the name of the video that I watched, but I thought it was real cool and creative what you guys did. It was like I want to say like a ritual that you guys were doing out in the field. Everybody was out in the field. It was off the Deranged album, I'm pretty sure this video came from. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably Hex. Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was awesome, man. I liked it. I never imagined an actual local horror punk band to do anything like that, to be honest with you.
I appreciate that.
And that one too, like that's a big one where we had like a lot of people involved and a lot of extras who were like all our friends and just wanted to hang out and have fun. So that was one of the bigger ones we've done.
Yeah, for sure.
Because usually it's like condensed to just the band and maybe two people. And Hex, we had like the whole crew of people and did makeup and this and that. And, you know, it's just, it's all fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, everything we've done has just been a blast.
Yeah.
I suggest checking out the Blood Junkies video.
Yeah.
That one's a hoot, and Toni has some of the best scenes in it.
Yeah.
Has there been a moment or a show that you guys have done part of the Casket Creatures that kind of made you feel like this is all worth it? This right here is all worth it, what we're doing right now?
Thankfully, we have a lot of those.
Yeah, we do have a lot of those. And it could be like, there's been like awesome ones where, you know, like opening for the Misfits and like.
Yeah, we did that twice, and that was
like
insane.
that kind of crowd and going crazy. People crowd surfing and just going wild. Or playing, and we're like, this is badass. But then it's the other side too, where we played shows and, you know, it's been kind of shitty. Maybe like just a couple people there, but those couple people are losing their mind.
Yeah.
So it's like whether we're in front of 10 or, you know, 500, if the people are watching us and having a good time, just enjoying it, like that's all we care about.
Man, our CD release party, I think that was like the biggest crowd that Vinny's ever had.
Yeah.
And it was just insanity. I even, like, we had an extra from the Phantom Zone video come out on stage, and I battled him and gave him a Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah, you did.
On stage. And, like, I mean, it was just wild as shit. And, like, I mean, that place was just packed, and it was for our release party.
Yeah.
So, like, that was a moment where I'm like, man, I'm really thankful right now.
And that, too, like, we're like, CD release, we'll play the album.
Yeah.
Play the album, they wanted more.
So
we played a couple more songs, and we're like, all right, that's it. And they were like, no, keep playing. And we played a couple more. And it was like, oh, man, like, it's crazy, you know.
That doesn't happen to a lot of local bands. So we're lucky.
Yeah.
I want to pay a little homage to a couple of people here. We lost an iconic, and I mean a hell of an iconic musician, Vinnie Paul, last week, actually. Of course, he's the drummer of the mighty Pantera, Hell Yeah, Damage Plan, and Rebel Meets Rebel. And you guys also lost a member and plus a great friend to you guys, Toni Two Skulls.
Yeah.
I wanted to pay a little bit of tribute and throw him in the same question because, to me, he's paid his dues for the horror punk scene and the bands he's been with and things like that. And I don't know him personally, but I have seen when all this happened about all the great stuff that was said about him, and plus his drumming, and that made me think of, wow, that's kind of like what everybody says about Vinnie Paul, the cool things about him. So, what's your thoughts on all this, and if you want to talk about it, possibly?
It's obviously very rough, and when it happened, of course, and it's still rough. It still sucks. It's not cool at all.
It'll never be nice.
But
shitty.
The good aspect of it is the people that come together and, like, sharing the stories and seeing this and that. And, like, that's the thing, too, where Toni, like, all this, what we're doing now, and the good times and getting together and just having fun, just being good people. Like, that's what Toni is about.
Yeah.
So the spirit of that carries over. And, as shitty as it is, it's still good vibes in a sense of, he's still here, obviously, with us and in everybody around us. And it's just, you think about it randomly, it sucks.
Yeah.
But then, like, you get together with fucking have a drink for two souls, and, it's not becoming, we're going to cheers right now.
Cheers.
I don't say becoming better is the word, but the more you see the people and you're like, oh, like something happened, you're like, oh yeah, remember the time Toni did this, and then you start to laugh
now we
about
can
it.
actually talk and laugh and not
cry
every time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because there was a while there, like, every time we get together, we would all cry.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking horrible.
And it's messed up because, like, a couple months before that, like Chris Cornell and Chester.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like, some of the bands I like, I'm like, man, that's messed up. That's horrible. What are they going to do? And then it happened to us.
Yeah, it's like, what are the, I remember thinking that too. It's like, what are the band members feeling?
Yeah.
And then we found out.
And then it happened. And then it's like, you get put in that same situation. And I'm like, oh, what the people are just thinking about, like, now that's us. Like, man, it's rough. And like Ryan said, the first, while, like, every time we got together, we cried, sucked. And then we, everybody came together. We all held each other up, and
everybody's
there
got
for each other.
Tattoo.
Yeah, everybody's there for each other, no matter what. Like, hey, let me give you a hug. What's up? How you doing? You want to talk? Let's talk.
Yeah.
Like, and then, that spreads through talking, and you start saying all the good memories and this and that, and, you start. It's good.
It is.
Healing.
In a lot of ways, yeah. In a lot of ways, it brought everyone a little closer. And, obviously bad reasons. But
Sure.
I will say this. Like, that guy was one of the most positive, fun-loving people on the planet. He always wanted to play shows, no matter what. He always had a blast at every single show, no matter what.
Yeah.
Never heard him say a bad word about anyone. All the bands he was in, he was great, like Rocket 350 and all this stuff. Like, he was just great. But, I mean, overall, it's just like, it hit us really hard. But, like, I'll never forget, like, the last text he sent me. I was going on vacation. We were going to Prague, and I was like, yeah, man, I'll see you in 2 weeks, And he texted me back, and he's like, have a lot of fun and drink a lot of beer. And this is the last thing he said to me. And I was like, you fucking know it, man. I'll see you in 2 weeks. And I unfortunately didn't see him in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, he died while I was overseas. And that was traumatic and horrible for me, because I'm just so far from my friends and my bandmates. But, like Derek was saying, we came back. We got through it. I think we're I don't say we're better. I'm just saying, like, it's just, I don't know, like, we're all closer. We all love each other even more and try to appreciate each other more, because you never fucking know, man.
Yeah. There's more, like, literally just talking to somebody during the day, like, hey, you know what, I love you.
Yeah, all the time.
Expressing that, because, being in a band, like, that's closer than anything that people, like, as a family. Like,
people don't realize. I mean, it's like having, a bunch of brothers, like actual brothers, Well, I don't know. I talked to you guys way more about actual brothers. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's like there's a sense of family and closeness.
And it's you do that, and then now it's like with it happening, and you say stuff that you should say every day, like to people you care about, like, fucking love you. What's up?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things it's definitely crazy that what happened, and but this whole Atlanta community that knew Toni, that, you know.
Every single one of them got the tattoo. Man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was, Jet Bryant was helping with the healing process by giving out free Toni tattoos.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And,
That's really cool.
I mean, he had like over 50, I think.
Yeah, and like what, a day?
Yeah, like it's probably a lot more now.
Yeah.
And I know lots of people from other states have gotten them and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I run into people all the time that I don't know that are like, "Hey, you have a Toni tattoo?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm singer of a damn band."
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and it's good. There's like just the people around here, like it all helps. It all comes together. Like when we did like the big thing after like Memorial and stuff. Like there was like older people we know that are good friends who were really solid rocks and like helped us through.
Yeah.
Dealing with it and coping with it, and you know, it definitely brought people closer, for sure. Just having, you know, the vibe of everybody in the community of everything, and just being all together, like it's nice to have that.
It's a good thing.
I want to throw a shout out to a lady that's on my Facebook page that's also follows you guys and goes to you guys' shows a lot. There was a lady who got his tattoo as well, and I cannot think of her name. I want to say Sandra or something or like that. I don't know. She's got black hair. I can't think of her damn name. But I thought that was really cool that I think her and her husband or boyfriend or whatever, they both went and got the tattoos. I thought that was pretty damn awesome for folks to do that and come together.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
A ton of people. Yeah. It was the first thing I did when I got back from Europe. I was like, I got to get my damn tattoo. I have to, because everyone got them. You know, while I was gone, like I even thought about getting one over there, but I was mainly just going place to place crying, and it was all stuff.
Yeah, no, it was cool, and like it kind of got brought up like right away. I was like, oh, we gotta do something, and then our buddy Jet Bryant, who works at a tattoo shop here,
Singer of Bigfoot.
Yeah, Singer of Bigfoot was awesome. Like the night he gave it to somebody, and then he posted it. He was like, I'm doing all these, you know, tattoos tomorrow. Come down.
Yeah.
And then we're like, fuck yeah. So it's cool that, like, you know, like I said, people, you know, just, you know.
And he extended it out. He was like, free Toni tattoos for life. Like, forever. Anyone ever wants one, I'll do it.
Yeah. And it's cool to see it from here, like people out of state and like random people who, like, we don't know. And they don't know us, but they knew Toni. And that connection, to see that, like, in random people is awesome.
I think her last name was Cloverfield, something like that. I don't know. I give.
Sandra?
Who? What?
I don't know.
But as I said before, and I'll say it again, until this show ever completes, and I hope to God it never does, everything that this show does is dedicated to Toni and to everybody that we've lost that's been part of our lives, and you know.
That means a lot, man. Thank you.
Now, since you guys have got several albums out, and you know a lot of people's got your albums, have you ever had a fan come to you and tell you before the show, after shows, or emails that say, you know, your songs have helped them through dark times and helped them to overcome obstacles, or just made them to relax with the everyday bullshit that we go through? And you know we do. What's that mean to you guys if that's happened?
There's definitely people that listen to our songs, and definitely the relaxing factor. Like, they're having a bad day, they'll put on Casket Creatures and just be like, feel good, and that's cool. And in that aspect, like when you mentioned the email thing, I just remembered we just did Days of the Dead in Charlotte. You know, we had played there. That was like our out-of-state release party, the debut of the new album. Did that, you know, had a booth, sold merch, this and that. And, you know, we do that just normal, like, all right, cool, we're done, do this. And then a few days later, this guy emailed our band email and talked about how, like, I don't know, he was just amazed that we were hanging out at merch and talking to people and taking the time to talk to him. I think his kids, too, maybe.
You
know, just hang out, take pictures, like, you know, just stuff that's, like, typical for us.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's no reason we wouldn't do that.
We're not assholes. Like, that's what, you know, we do. But the fact that, and it's like we do it, and it's cool, you know, we always don't realize it, I guess, because, you know, people will say that and email us, like, oh, thank you so much for just hanging out and talking to us and selling merch with us and signing stuff and, like, taking pictures with my kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, to us, like, that's not a big deal. Like, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
But to see it from...
It's cool that it means something to people.
Yeah. So that's really, you know,
Yeah.
we take a step back when we see that kind of stuff. It was like, oh,
for sure.
you know.
Yeah, there was one family at one of the cons we did that sent us pictures of him with his kids.
Yeah.
And it was like, this meant so much to them, and so yeah, it's cool to hear stuff like that. In fact, one time we were at Days of the Dead Atlanta, and Nicholas Vince from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Chatter. Yeah, he actually came up to us and was like, can I get a picture? And we were like, what? But it was because he saw
zombie werewolves
from outer space, and there's like a thing where we have these zombie werewolves kill like some Westboro Baptist type people, and that meant a lot to him. So he loved it. So like he wanted a picture with us. So it's like there's like little moments that happen periodically that are really big for us and cool.
And it's cool because like that kind of stuff is what we do. Like, we'll talk, we'll take pictures, we'll sign whatever, we'll just hang out. Like, we're just that kind of people. And then we don't realize it until somebody says something or messages us and like, thank you so much for just, taking the time to talk to my kids and me and this and that. And to us, that's like not a big thing. Like, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
So the fact that it affects people that way is pretty surreal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, people think what I do is awesome, and I'm glad they think what I do is awesome. And they're like, "Oh, you get to do this, do that." I'm just a regular person. I'm a nobody. Yeah, I love what I do, and that's it. That's just what I do.
You're somebody, John.
Folks, I have supported this band ever since the very first day I heard these guys, and loved their music from the get-go. I like what they bring to the table for music. I like what they do, and it's they are a breath of fresh air, and I've said that about a lot of music, and it's true. I like that there's a lot of diversity in the horror punk community, and they are. There's different folks of different walks out there that do this. So please get out and support the Casket Creatures. Pick up this album, guys. How can they do that? Plus, stay in touch with you all. Find out where you're gonna be playing and tickets, tour dates. How can they do that?
Our main thing is Facebook. We're always on there and active and talking to people. We do have, if you go to thecasketcreatures.bigcartel.com, that's our online merch store. You can get stuff from there. And, of course, we have the links on Facebook and everything. Pretty much everything, we do have the band email, which some people kind of message, but that's just casketcreatures@gmail.
Yeah, Facebook is a good way to contact.
If you want to say hey or book a show, or if you go to our page, you see our links for our merch and CDs and everything. Facebook's the way, and we have some digital CD sales, but with our merch store, we have the physical copies. Yeah, we can send you,
which I highly suggest getting because the art is awesome.
Yeah, the artwork's awesome, and you can buy something online, like, hey, can you sign this, personalize it?
Yeah, we'll do whatever.
Yeah, and we got shirts, everything online now, which is cool. And then, we have all the shows posted, got a busy summer ahead. Everything's listed on there, basically.
Yeah, we're just to go over quick dates real quick. We're doing Heavy Rebel in Winston-Salem, July 7th, so it'll be Saturday. And then our little summer run, we're doing South Carolina and Piedmont at a place called Tribbles. We're doing the Ravens Inn with Payne in Baltimore, and that is the Friday 13th. Yep. And then we will be in the
Worcester.
Yeah, I don't want to say it wrong. The Worcester area, and that will be
Argyle.
Gathering of the Nun.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a really big one for us. We're really excited about it. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and a lot of stuff coming up in Atlanta. So just please hit us up.
Yeah, big things. Some we can't announce yet.
Yeah, and if you heard about us from the show and you come to a show, please let us know. We'll give you some free swag, and we'll hang out with you and take pictures with you and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah, there you go. Mention BODS Mayhem Hour that you heard this interview right here on BODS Mayhem Hour with the Casket Creatures, and they'll hook you up.
Yes.
That's simple, folks. That's simple. I don't know how much easier it could get.
It can't be.
I like that you guys will be playing with the Gathering of None. That's badass. That's
yeah. It's gonna be cool.
No, it's cool because it's Gathering of None and Argyle, separately, but it's still that's Blitzkid.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome.
Damn right it is. Before I let you guys go, would you care to do, as always, a promo for the show for me?
Yes, let's do it. Hey, what's up? This is Derek
and Ryan
from the Casket Creatures. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody, Stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Get out and check out my brothers in the Casket Creatures. They will not disappoint. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dark princess, there